Hello, my narcissistic abuse family. I've been waiting for an opportunity to make this video because I found this topic, this issue, to be so disturbing, and it actually came up, realization that I had over the weekend. And I guess I was talking to my husband as usual. Some reason I thought of it. But this is an example of the lasting damage done by narcissistic parents. They say that it's like generational abuse, that it's cyclical. People just live what they learn. Like our narc parents were probably brought up by wicked narc parents. So, this is the premise for their toxicity, the foundation for their trauma, resulting in their disorder. So, by the grace of God, thank God, we have distinguished ourselves from this toxicity. We have removed ourselves from this terrible dynamic because in our hearts, we know it's wrong. We know that it's hurtful. We know that it's damaging. But I can see how it's perpetuated. And you guys, this was so subtle. It was something that I almost didn't even make the association or identify that this is in fact an issue from my toxic upbringing, my dysfunctional narcissistic family, of course, led by the narcissistic mother. So, say this all the time. I love and treasure and cherish my family, our children, my husband and I. We actually really love each other. And it's the first unconditional love I've experienced in my life, like meaningful, genuine. I'm not trying to discredit relationships that I had previously, but I'm just saying that my husband and I and our children have created this world, this safe place for our family where we genuinely, truly, unconditionally love each other. And it's awesome. It's so awesome when you come from such dysfunction and such disconnected, contrived people where your narcissistic parent is constantly obsessed with their reputation or how they come across to other people, and you end up being collateral damage because you have to comply with the agenda. And anyway, all right, here's what I'm getting at. So, I've kind of touched on this before, but again, I can't stress how extensive this issue is that I really did not appreciate until I had this aha moment, this eye-opening epiphany where I was like, holy crap. Like, okay, said this before. My husband is wonderful and I can trust him inherently. And I do trust him inherently. But historically, they say a lot of arguments come from miscommunication or misunderstanding. In my case, or in our case, oftentimes it's miscommunications or misunderstandings or misinterpretations. And I realized that I was the guilty party misinterpreting or misperceiving Joe. So, like, for example, I have a great example actually. So I'm disabled, so he has to help me shower, like get in and out of the shower. So one day, like I am always freakishly cold. I'm so cold, I'm like cold to the core. I don't know why. But anyway, so Joe helps me shower. One day, he was helping me out of the shower, and he is feverishly trying to like help me get dressed, dry me off, get my socks on, my shirt, my pants. Like he was really rushing. And I got so annoyed. I was like, oh, you're such a jerk. I was like, sorry I'm inconveniencing you. And all right, there's so many layers to this. So we are always defensive because we always have been made to believe that we are burdens, that we're a nuisance in some way. So you can imagine how awful that belief system is in myself, someone that's disabled, and I legitimately need to rely on Joe. But anyway, so there was that. I was like, that lack of self-esteem, that self-assurance, we have this relentless inner critic always attacking us, absolutely instilled from our toxic, narcissistic, wicked parents. So I had that. I was like, you're such a jerk. You're being so inconsiderate. And the other element to it is being mistrusting. Like, I had no idea how, like, cognizantly, like, I consciously know that I can trust Joe. I know undoubtedly that he is my ride or die. I know he's got my back. I know he's entirely loyal and fully trustworthy, right? I know this. I say it. I even believe it, but like, here's the catch. Deep down within our negative programming, like embedded in that code within us from our corroded foundation, thanks to our narc parents, there is this negative, toxic, terrible belief system that says, don't trust anybody. The world is out to get you. And also, we lived a childhood where we could not trust anyone. We couldn't even trust our own freaking parents. So how are we supposed to inherently trust anyone in the world? We don't even trust ourselves because of the negativity instilled within us, because of the them degrading us and cutting us down and dismissing us. All of that established this terrible belief system within ourselves where we are horrible in terms of our self-perceptions, but it also translates to the outside world. And you guys, I almost didn't even catch this. It's just something like within me, like, you just subconscious. You don't even think about it. You just don't trust people. So again, like in my mind, like I know that I trust Joe. I know that I can trust him, right? But that example of him helping me out of the shower, I was like, you're such a jerk. And like, I say the worst stuff to him sometimes. I'm the worst. But he gets so offended. And he's like, what are you talking about? And it wasn't until the two of us got together and reconciled what was in fact going on. Again, communication is key. That is huge. We have learned that in our marriage, but it was just the two of us misinterpreting each other. He was like, you're such a snot, like you're such a bitch, like calm down, I'm just trying to help you. And then there's me like practically attacking him because I feel like he's got an agenda, and we know that rigmarole all too well. The narcissist always has an agenda, always has a self-serving agenda. And the joke of it to me is that I was in that horrible relationship, whatever you want to call it, with that creep a decade ago, whatever, that I was engaged to. And he was horrible. He was the most untrustworthy person on the planet. He was screwing me over left and right, cheating on me, making like character defamation behind my back, trying to make people believe that I was crazy because, I just wanted him to be involved in this relationship as I was. Anyway, but he, where I was going with that is like, he did not deserve the time of day, let alone trust. Like, no way. Like, he couldn't have been more. This hair's bothering me. He couldn't have been more of a traitor. He was cheating on me. He was lying about me. Like, every offense you can think of, that was him. And the screwed up part is that I trusted that piece of crap. I never questioned him. I just accept, because he was the narc, And it's just like my narc mom. I was like, oh, okay, you're the authority here. You call the shots. You're the best, But the irony of it is, now that I'm in a healthy, loving, genuine relationship, I like snap back to that rotten belief system that was instilled in me. I don't even know that I'm doing it. I just do it. And the thing that got me so twerked off was that I realized that I do it with our kids, and I think it's rubbing off on Joe. Like, he kind of started absorbing this negative belief system as well. So I'm grateful that I was able to identify it so that we can be conscious of it and make a difference. But, like, I even, like, kind of mistrust my own children. Like, they do annoying things all the time because they're kids, and that's what kids do, annoying things. And they're obsessed with crushed ice. And lo and behold, the refrigerator is right next to the desk where I'm often sitting. So I got this crushed ice thing going off in my ear. Like, you can't even think straight. And they do it all the time. Like, they just consume this crushed ice. They call it crunched ice. But all day long, I'm like, and, that, like, messed up toxic thinking, I'm like, oh my God, you guys are doing this on purpose. You're trying to make me crazy. Like, not that obvious, but I'm just like, stop. Like, you're doing this on purpose, essentially, is what I'm believing. Like, I'm taking offense to it. Like, they're kids. They're so innocent. They have no concept of, like, being annoying or, going out of your way to irritate someone. So I was believing that. And I was like, I caught myself, like I said, over this weekend. I was like, holy crap. Like, I need to, like, this is not me. This is not our family. Like, our family genuinely loves and appreciates each other unconditionally. And we were raised in these toxic environments with narcissistic parents where they cut us down. We couldn't trust anyone. They instilled these wicked, awful belief systems within us because that's what they have. And they never nurtured us. They never loved us. We were always a nuisance. So, we don't realize it, but we just snap back to that awful dynamic. We don't even know we're doing it. But I do now, and I'm making a concerted effort to never exude any of those belief systems again, or accuse Joe or our children of being malicious, because they're not. We all genuinely love each other. So if you are at the point in your life where you have genuine good relationships with other people, you need to be aware that you might have this toxicity embedded in you, this mistrust, this negative perception of the external world. You think people always have to have agendas or ulterior motives because that's what you grew up with. So you're just trained to believe that about everyone. But it's not true. There's genuinely good, amazing people in this world that you can trust. Think about yourself. You're awesome. You're improving yourself. You're taking whatever steps you need to overcome this abuse, being targeted by your own darn parents. And we're just trying to be better people. So there's good people out there. Not everyone has an agenda or an ulterior motive like a narcissist. Ugh. Anyway, we're bumped and we're bruised, but more than anything, we are blessed. We're overcoming this toxicity and moving on to live our best lives. I love you guys. Thank you so sincerely for watching, coming on this journey with me. I hope you took something away of value from this video. See you guys soon. Love you. Bye.